Hello everyone. So in this tutorial we are going to paint this, and a lot of people are saying why you are not using a reference image. and and that's the reason I just thought to make this tutorial, because that would be really helpful, especially for the beginner who really wanted to start watercolor. uh, so the reason is, now see this example. I'm making this sketch and I don't have any reference. What I have is some of the mental picture I already have in my mind. Maybe I've seen this, architecture sometime before, and I've just registered in my mind, and I just wanted to make the same thing. So what happened, doing such kind of, painting without the references? You will not hold yourself. Please understand what I wanted to say. When you are holding yourself with a reference image, means you're just not able to free yourself, because your commitment should be completely packed around the reference image you have, right? You will be always thinking about the reference image, what you have, and you wanted to just paint exactly what you were seeing there in a reference image, even though you wanted to have some reference point like a focal point and all that, but still it holds your creativity. And especially for the beginner, this is really not a good way to start with. So I just say my all student in my watercolor school that when you've started learning watercolor, just set yourself free. And the freedom comes when you will not holding yourself with any of those, the commitments or any sort of, the bondage, things like that. So try to eliminate that and bring out what you have in your mind, right? So now you see how I'm just using this color over the sky, because there is no any photographs in front of my eyes that the the sky should be in this way. I'm absolutely free to put color and the shapes or whatever the way I want. I don't i don't I don't have any commitment. Very simple, if I say, I don't have any commitment. I'm absolutely free, right? And this is the kind of, the technique. If you bring in into your art, trust me, I mean, you'll have a really good time with the watercolor. Especially, I mean, I'm not saying you should not use the reference image. You have to a certain way, but especially when you have started watercolor, the journey, it's good not to just follow exactly the way the reference image you wanted to have. Just create some mental picture, and you must have seen somewhere some of those things. Just apply that, and this is how exactly I I saw in my watercolor school. Biggest question is why you should join my watercolor school. Primary focus in my school is to not only help you to learn watercolor, but also makes you to realize, yes, you can paint good watercolor art too. I will help you how to enjoy watercolor despite the fact that you have gone through a lot of pain, frustration, and struggle with watercolor. You will get an access to wealth of watercolor lesson to practice, live webinar and interactive session with me in my watercolor school. Now you see our first layer is absolutely dry, and this is the time when you can go ahead and make a second layer, right? So I'm using this ultramarine blue and yellow ochre just mixing together, and just applying a very hard patches over this dome. And important thing is, when you do this, when you apply all of these color, make sure that there should be some bit of harmony across all the elements you are working, and the harmony comes only when you have the various tonal effect in your painting. When I say the tonal effect, it means that what I mean to say is the proper depth and some bit of light, the source of the light, the depthness and the lightness. So those things are pretty much important. An important thing is, the most important thing I would say is, when you are applying the color, you should you should feel that every stroke you are working on, it should have some sort of freedom. You mean to say, every brushstroke should gives you a sense of freedom. It feels like nobody's around you, and you are not working, and you're not painting for anyone. You're just creating for yourself. Absolutely, just keep that in mind. This will take you now very far, because the moment you start thinking about if I do certain thing in a certain way, people will think this is not the good way or a good art. Just forget it. You just keep that in mind, that this is for you, this is you, and the creation you are making is, it's you, it's your vision, it's your baby. I would say, think in that way. Okay, and just enjoy the time, just enjoy every moment of it. Even though things are not coming good, if you feel like, oh my god, things are not coming the way it has to be, just forget it. See what I'm doing, it's absolutely going nowhere. I don't know where it will go, how this painting will come, but I'm just keep going, keep painting, just apply some basics, and just see like what is coming. Now here I'm just using, and by the way, I'm just coming back to that our earlier discussion, the reference image, and the sense of mental picture you have in your mind, and you are just transforming them into reality. And this itself gives you a lot of freedom, because your mind is absolutely free. It is not, it is not you know holded with some other elements, colors, forms. You are absolutely free. See what I'm doing. I'm just, I have no idea even that colors required. I'm just applying some of the basic thing, that's all. And when you're painting, just make sure that your your brush strokes, you know, it should be in like one go itself. Finish it. That's all. If you'll just make a small patches, small tiny patches, things will, it itself shows you that there is a fear within you, right? Now let's paint this tree. And now you see like how we are making this tree, right? Have you seen this tree something like this? But yes, you can make it, because because you are a creator, you can create anything. Come on, right? Now just play around, because since you're working with a watercolor, there is a lot amount of water. Just take a advantage of the water. It's a beautiful medium, trust me, this is beautiful medium. The only thing is like this medium, you know, it takes a lots of, your patience, your time, your commitment. And if you are committed, if you are given commitment with a certain technique, I'm sure things will be in your area. Now what I'm doing is I'm just leaving some space. Our first layer is visible, reflecting the light, and just usage of proper usage of depth and light. Depthness is so important, very critical in a watercolor. Not only watercolor, in all form of art, the depthness brings a lot of value, especially in a watercolor. It brings a beauty. It brings a real beauty, and that's exactly I teach my watercolor school. You know, a lot of people say that how to handle depthness. What happens if I do certain things in depth, because you're not able to rectify it if I do any mistake. Come on, do it. Even if it is got mistake, no problem. There's no harm in it. I mean, what will happen? You'll just lose one paper. That's all right. But at least you need to try it. And the day you understand that, how to waste your paper, your art materials, and you are not very particular about the the expensive art materials, things are not like that. Most of the things will be okay there itself. because a lot of people say like, oh my god, I mean, how many how much time and how much money I need to spend on these art materials, right? So buy very less expensive. There are in the market less expensive papers and art materials. So use that. Even you really don't need to have a proper, watercolor paper. All you need is a plain sheet of paper. That's all for practice. Because anyway, you're just going to throw the color. That's exactly I'm doing. I'm just throwing the color, nothing else. Now you see how the depth is coming out, and it bring up some of those objects, these architecture, the light, things like that, right? Now there are people around. Let's work on that. But whatever the thing you are doing, it has to be in a story. It has to it has to communicate something when you are painting, even from your imagination. When you're painting, there should be in a something it's saying, something is happening. There should be in a some sort of story around. So this is our story with what we are creating. There's a two building, one in front, in the background another one. People just walking, they're going, you know there is a light coming from left side. Now we need to give a little bit of shades there, and enjoy this. Whatever it is coming, good, bad, ugly, Just accept this, embrace this beauty. And interestingly, a lot of people, especially the beginners, uh, I don't know, they are not able to accept the fact that whatever the painting you're doing, it doesn't require to be beautiful, attractive, things like that. It doesn't need that, right? If you do, because a lot of people that they just leave painting because they see like on a few artwork they make, and they are not coming out good, and they feel like watercolor is very tough, I can't paint, and they run away. That's not a good way, because you're spending so much of time and energy. So give some time. Watercolor want to test your patience. So, and that's exactly, I I teach in my school, in my watercolor school. So please visit that link I've given in my video description. So visit that and just see what I'm offering. And I'm saying I'm not just teaching a watercolor, because you will learn watercolor anyway, anywhere, right? I'm teaching how to be mindful, how to be prepared yourself, because it's all about the joyness. And if you are joyful, whatever you do in your life, it will be joyful. So making things joyful is important, and that's exactly I teach in my watercolor school. Um, and I just upload a lot of videos every now and then, and very soon I'm going to conduct a online session also. Uh, Maybe in another couple of week, I'm going to start live interaction with my all students through webinar and through workshop and all that, which is in a usual thing in my watercolor school. Now you see what I'm doing. I don't have any reference image to compare myself, my painting, and anything. I don't have any competitor around me. So I just, whatever I did, I feel like it's the best. uh, and and this is how it should be, because people people start, you know, the comparison. They start comparing with with the reference image. Oh, you know what? Reference image. This was there. Oh, it's not reflecting my painting. Oh my God, what I did, and stuff like so. The moment you start thinking that way, you have not the painting. You have done examination, and you start doing analysis of entire thing. What's gone wrong? What? Come on. There's a painting. It's a joy. It's a color. It's a beautiful color you're working with. It's a colorful, and it has to be colorful. So these human, see how much time I'm spending for that. Just some basic thing. What you need to apply there, and you're done. So this is almost done. Just applying some depthness here and there, and this is almost done. Oh, oh, This is my naughty baby. Oh my god. Apologize for this. He want he wanted to. Sorry about it. So, oh, he's creating his own painting. Oh, so yeah, this is my story. This is again one of my story. I don't paint alone. So thank you so much, everyone. I hope you enjoy this tutorial. Please visit my watercolor school. See what is the value I can add in your watercolor journey. So thank you so much, everyone.